What is up, bros, and welcome to the All Bros podcast. I am Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
Yes, everybody, Caleb is back. The maestro, I'm already failing this.
The maestro.
The maestro, the Pied Piper, the main...
What?
I don't know where I'm going. I'm trying to point... Just trying to, say in a cool way that Caleb is back, guys. Caleb is back after being gone 1 week.
Yep. Hasn't been like that long. Actually, it feels like forever for me. But yeah, we finally got moved in. Setting up my office space now because I finally have my own office.
He's not Harry Potter anymore, guys. He's not stuck in a closet.
No, I'm not living in the Hobbit closet anymore.
I wouldn't even call it a Hobbit closet.
It was like Harry Potter Deluxe.
I was going to say, because, looking at, Bilbo Baggins' house, that looks like a pretty nice house to live in. I would not mind living in his house.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll say that. It is Harry Potter. It was Harry Potter Deluxe. Just because it still had, that weird curved ceiling. And so anytime I would get frustrated, with an edit or whatever, and I'd, throw my head back and I'd, clock myself. It freaking sucked.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but feels good to be back. This is honestly the highlight of my week.
And that's saying something. I'm just kidding. It is for me. I'm just kidding. It is for me as well, honestly. After a nice, stressful work week, it's always nice to be able to get on here and shoot the shit with my best bro.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so, we got a good episode planned for you guys. Although I definitely lied last week. If you guys listened to last week's episode, I said something for our headliner that was not true, but we'll get to that in a minute. But first up with what we'll be going over for Adventures in Hunting. Caleb and I have some things to talk about with Funko Focus, including some Marvel and Star Wars business. For 4K Spotlight, we have nothing coming out, or at least anything that's interesting us. But I do have something that I want to talk about for a release that came out this past week and my experience with it. It's something, I feel. And then after that, we'll be moving into our Through the Walls / this week's sneak peeks. It's more this week's sneak peeks because both of us have a trailer we want to talk about. And then we'll be moving on to this week's All Bros headliner, which, even though I said it was going to be an Oscar-winning film last week, that it is not. It is going to be a Disney animated film. We will be breaking down Raya and the Last Dragon. So...
Hell yeah. We went through a lot of different movies.
Oh, wow.
We struggled. So, it was supposed to be... Or, originally, the original plan was we were going to break down Locked Down. It's an HBO Max movie with Anne Hathaway. So we were going to do that, but Failing Hollywood asked us if we wanted to do an awards show with them, and we agreed to that, and they're like, perfect, and I'm like, what movies do we need to watch? The only one we've seen so far is Nomadland. And he says, all right, well, you gotta watch Promising Young Woman. And I'm like, fantastic. We had that scheduled for later this month, so we'll break it down this week instead. And come to find out, it's not on streaming anymore.
And it's a little pricey to buy it right now. So, if it was $15, I would definitely have just gone out and bought it. But it's $25.
Shit.
And it's just the Blu-ray plus digital copy. It's not the 4K or anything.
Gosh.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, we need to figure something out because we need to watch it by next Sunday.
Okay. I'll be scouring YouTube. Not YouTube. I'll be scouring... I'll be scouring eBay and Mercari, trying to find a good deal on it, so...
Yeah, hopefully we can with enough time. And then we're going to try and split the load, because me and Rose, like, as you guys can tell, most of the time we have very similar ideas or thoughts and opinions on movies that we enjoy. Or just movies. We enjoy... I'm explaining this so stupidly.
Words are hard.
I know, really hard. We enjoy the same movies, and we dislike the same movies most of the time. I'd say it's about like 89-90% of the time we agree.
Yeah.
There is like those occasional few movies that pop up and that make us question each other mentally.
I'm kind of looking at you, Nomadland. Little bit.
We didn't disagree that much on it, did we? Oh, well, you really liked it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking like Ghostbusters 2016.
Okay, yeah, but dude, my score of that movie has like gone down drastically. I
Well, welcome to the club.
like, there's some like good parts in it. It's not a good Ghostbusters film.
Oh, really?
Shut up. Which sucks because the four that they picked to play the Ghostbusters are actually really good, and I feel Paul Feig, I think it's Feig. Either I would have picked a different director, which sucks though, because I actually think Paul Feig is a very good director and very funny. But I just don't think he can handle action plus comedy. It's a little too much for him.
Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna watch. We're gonna try and split the load on whatever Oscar nominated movies we can watch. Just so we have a little bit more to talk about, and we can get like double the movies watched.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if there's one that's like, oh, you have to see this, then we'll know. But I feel like there's movies that I've disliked that I've recommended to you because I thought you would like them. And I feel like I've been right. And you've done the same to me a couple times where you're just like, this movie was okay. I think you'd like it more than I did. And I usually end up liking it. We just know each other like super well.
No, that's true. I mean, freaking better. We've known each other since junior high.
Yeah, no shit. But yeah, so if Failing Hollywood is wondering what the hell happened, that's what happened. We couldn't find it on streaming. And we are cheap sons of bitches.
Yeah. Like I said, if it was cheaper than $25, I would have bought it. But I just got to try to find a good deal now. Because I'm sorry, no matter how good it is, a regular Blu-ray to me is not worth $25 unless it is like a special edition steelbook or some shit like that.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, before Sunday, I'm going to try, I'll rent it and then just give you, like, you have my Vudu account stuff, don't you?
I think I do.
If not, I'll share it with you, and then I'll just rent it because we get to watch it for a couple days.
Okay. I mean, if not, I can also just rent it from Redbox or whatever.
Yeah, one of the two, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever works.
We'll watch it. We promise.
Yeah, that was like the one stipulation. It's just like, you got to see this, and I'm like, got it. But yeah, so hopefully we'll watch it and we'll make it an episode.
Eventually.
Probably sometime this month, because if we're going to try and watch it by Sunday, next Sunday, or technically this Sunday, because this gets released on Monday.
Oh yeah.
It's weird how this whole release schedule thing works.
Yeah. It's a little confusing, but it's okay.
Yeah, it can be. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you say we let's jump into this episode.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, I'm Crash, host of the podcast Crash and Taz's Movie Cellar. On our show, me and my co-host pick a new movie each week and rate each movie on a few categories that we think are important to making a great movie. After we rate the movie, it gets a final rating, and that lands it somewhere on our cellar scale, where it will get labeled as either a well, premium, or a top shelf film. Catch us on platforms like Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, and more. And don't forget to follow us on social media. On Instagram as Crash and Taz's Movie Cellar. It's Crash, the letter N, Taz Movie Cellar, with underscores in between each word. And on Facebook, Crash and Taz Movie Cellar, where you as a listener can suggest movies for us to rate, and also give us some constructive criticism to make the show more entertaining. Overall, don't forget to follow or subscribe, and rate and review us, and get ready for an entertaining show with us. See you guys then.
All right. So first up with Adventures in Hunting, Caleb and I've got a couple of Funko Pops to talk about. Caleb, do you want to start with yours first?
Yes, I will. So the first figure that I'm going to talk about, well, it's a new line. We got a new line from, well, technically it's Star Wars, but from the Mandalorian. And the figure that I want to talk about, and I need to find the page. I swear, I go away for a week and I come back beyond unprepared.
You beat me. I'm never prepared. So
I think last week proved that.
shut up. I tried. Okay, I tried.
Okay, yeah. So we got some new Mandalorian figures. The ones that I'm going to talk about are exclusives. But we did get a few figures. We got a Dark Trooper. We got Ahsoka with her white lightsabers, her dual lightsabers. We got an unmasked Mando holding the child. Boba Fett. Or Grogu with cookies, and then Bo-Katan. And that one has a chase so the common is her masked, chase is her unmasked.
Also known as one of the laziest ways to do a chase.
Well, I feel like this one works a little bit better, just because
Okay, fair enough.
mask, like wearing her helmet versus not wearing her helmet.
I don't know, to me it's just kind of lazy, but that's just me.
Fair enough. But we got 3 exclusives from this line. We got an Amazon exclusive hooded Ahsoka, and a Target exclusive Grogu with Soup Monster. But the one I want to talk about, because it's freaking adorable, is the GameStop exclusive Grogu with he has like a little butterfly on his hand, and it's freaking cute. Like, look at it. He has like a little smile and just his big eyes, and he's just so cute.
I just want to point out first I want to point out how I appreciate you calling him Grogu and not the child. Actually calling him by his name, so thank you.
Yeah, I made that mistake with when I first said it, but
yeah, but hey, you corrected yourself, so you're good. But also one more thing I want to point out. Like Caleb said, this is a GameStop exclusive, but in Canada, it's an eBay Games exclusive. But I love how the GameStop exclusive sticker is just so basic. Like, it just says GameStop exclusive in white letters, yet, like, the eBay sticker, eBay sticker is just so much more cooler. Like, eBay is written in red letters, it's got the Canada leaf in the background, and just... I'm just saying, our store stickers are basic as F.
Dude, no shit. Like, the Target one sucks, because it's just like an orange or a red bar that says only at, and then has the Target logo. Amazon exclusive, I'll give them a pass because out of all the stores, they're one of the better.
Fair enough.
Walmart, kind of lame. I really like the FX one.
Ooh, yeah, the FX one is good.
Yeah, but I think we can all
FYEs?
agree that the Barnes & Noble exclusive sticker is the worst.
I would actually give it to FYE.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Because
FYE
FYEs
is really
used to
bad.
be so cool. Like, you know, like it used to be so colorful. Now it's just black background with white letters. That's all it is now. And it's so stupid. I hate it.
Yeah, I forgot about FYE. The page that we follow was actually roasting Barnes & Noble because it's the Barnes & Noble sticker. For those of you that don't know, it's a green square and it says a Barnes & Noble exclusive at the top. Like it's above the halfway mark. Like if you were to, I wouldn't say quite thirds, but if you were to cut the sticker in half and then like center a Barnes & Noble exclusive lettering, that's where it's placed, but it's in a full square. And someone freaking posted it and just put the there's so much room for activities from Step Brothers.
Oh my goodness.
And then they made a whole thing about it. They're like, which store has the worst exclusive sticker? I'm going with Barnes & Noble.
You know what? Fair enough. Can't really argue that.
Yeah, but yeah, they like Barnes & Noble has like a huge gap of space in their sticker. It's freaking lame. But anyway, we're not here to talk about stickers. We're here to talk about the figure. In the figure, like I cannot wait for people to see this picture because it is the cutest thing you'll ever see in your life.
Still think Baby Groot is cuter. Come at me.
That is absolute horseshit. You want to know what?
Bet.
Okay, listen. You want to know what puts Grogu above Baby Yoda, or not
Baby
Baby
Groot?
Yoda, Baby Groot? What puts him above?
What's that?
The ears.
I don't know, man. I still think Baby Groot's cuter. I almost said Baby Yoda. Baby Groot.
It gets confusing because it's just baby everything.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, but
I know what beats them both, though. Baby Thanos.
What?
Like, come on. Come on, don't you just want to, just like wrap something around his cute little head and just...
Seriously trying to steal an endgame joke?
I am. Did it work?
No, it did not.
Damn it.
Anyway, that's the figure that I wanted to talk about. Super excited for you all to see it because it's freaking awesome.
It is pretty cool. Well, since Caleb had some actual good pops to talk about, let's talk about my shitty set. So apparently Funko just doesn't learn from their mistakes because they did this kind of same thing a while ago, and I think they were GameStop exclusives. They were like certain Marvel characters with like graffiti on them. It had like, I think, like certain word, like phrases they would say, or like words associated with them, whatever. I know they did like Miles Morales, Punisher, Daredevil, all that fun shit. They hardly sold, as far as I know.
Dude, have you seen those in person?
Yes and no.
Yeah, they're the worst.
They look like garbage. That's all I'm gonna say. They look like garbage.
Garbage.
Like these. So Target is running out. Apparently, Target wants to get on the GameStop shitty exclusive bandwagon because they're kind of doing the same thing here. But here it's not like the whole like phrase, word, whatever. It's the character symbol plastered on a gray. Would you say that's gray or silver?
It's more of like a really light silver.
Okay. So it's just like a silver regular character pop with their certain logo plastered on it. So they have Captain America, Steve Rogers Captain America, with the shield, plastered on it. They have Captain Marvel with her logo plastered all over it. They have Spider-Man with his logo, and then they have Sam Wilson's Captain America with the shield plastered on it. And then they also, which this one is, Caleb actually really likes this one, and I can't blame him. It's definitely...
Don't put those words in my mouth.
I'm putting them in your mouth, buddy.
No, I liked the shirt.
Oh, you like the shirt. Okay,
yes.
It's not the pop. Okay, we can be friends again. Okay, so Caleb doesn't like the actual pop in this, but he likes the shirt, which I can understand. The shirt is actually pretty cool, but the pop, I don't even know how to explain this one. Is the pop just like dark blue, and then the shield is plastered all over?
That's really the only difference.
Okay, so instead of being light silver, this one's dark blue with the shield literally stamped all over it.
Yeah.
And with how shitty this line looks, and I'll be posting this on our social media, and I really hope, I want to hear from you guys just how shitty these look. These are definitely going to be shelf warmers. But someone posted one of the best comments I've ever seen. They won comment of the month. They said, Funko is just playing around with collectors now. I think they're trying to see how little effort they can put into a pop and still have people buy it. Next up in the poop series, different colored piles of shit, with the rainbow one being the chase. Sir, you win.
Dude, I freaking love people.
That's just too great. That's just fantastic.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So if you guys want this line, if it interests you,
it's so dumb. It's like the colors don't even like really match.
No, they don't.
It's like it's so like you'll see on the social media post, but for those of you that don't follow us on social media, boo on you. But it is the same color scheme. It is the silver background, and it looks like red and blue stamps all over with their logo.
You know what it reminded me of? Okay, I think they still do it now. Do you remember like Fruit Roll Up and how they used to have like the tongue tattoos?
Yes.
It reminds me of that.
That is a perfect analogy for this garbage.
Right? Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's lame. It's just so lame. Like, I think I would have even liked it a bit more had they done a little bit, like, colored coordination. But, like, with Captain Marvel's, you have her logo, but it's still in, like, it looks like a blue stamp, a red stamp, and I think they might have a white stamp. They don't have any yellow in there.
No, huh?
And then Captain America, I mean, red, white, and blue, like, duh. And then same thing with Spider-Man. It's the same color scheme, but, like, with the silver background. The only one that's different is the one that comes with the shirt. And honestly, I think the design works a lot better on a shirt, on a flat surface. The figures, it looks so dumb. I hate the figures that have, like, a pattern on them. Like, whoop-de-effing do. Dude, I almost let that one slip. I was like,
do you know how, like,
stop that one.
Do you know how, like, I'm not saying I would have been happy, but you might have seen like a little smirk on my face if that actually would have slipped. I'm sure Vic would be like applauding.
Dude, I'm livid, and I was getting really into it too. So yeah, you guys almost let me. Like, I know I've cussed. Well, we cuss all the time on this show, but I've almost. We've never used the F word other than to read one of Jason Almey's responses.
Oh, yep.
But yeah, I almost let a wild one slip.
Okay, before we move on from these pieces of shit, I just want to point out something. So these are up for pre-order at Target.com if you guys really want to pre-order these. But the shirt and pop combo is actually sold out.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, pre-orders are sold out. And also, they're charging $17.99 for each of these.
$7.99?
No, $17.
$17?
Yeah.
That'd be the most expensive pile of shit you've ever bought.
Go F. And what's really interesting, sorry, one more thing, is that, I didn't even realize this. The Captain America one isn't even from the MCU. It's from Marvel's Avengers. It's the Stark tech
suit. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, it's the Stark tech suit.
Funko, go F yourself. That is such horse garbage.
Horse garbage, that's a new one.
Dude, that's really so lazy. Hey,
extremely.
You know that Captain America figure that everyone hated? Come on.
I mean, let's face it, Marvel's Avengers has made some bigger mistakes with their DLC costumes for the MCU. Did you see the picture that I shared to you and notice what's wrong with the MCU Hawkeye costume that they did?
Yeah, I saw the picture. I forget what was wrong with it, other than some color issues.
Well, yeah, so there's some color issues. It doesn't work with Clint having the buzz cut.
Yeah, he needs hair.
But the biggest problem is, for anyone that knows, Jeremy Renner is left-handed. So, of course, he holds the bow with his right and pulls back with his left. So, the costume originally is supposed to have the finger guard on his left and then, just the regular glove on his right. But apparently, it was too expensive to either switch the costume gloves or make Clint in the game, at least for this costume, left-handed instead of right-handed. So now with the costume, he is holding the bow in his finger glove, the one that he should be pulling it back with, and pulling back with the glove he's supposed to be holding the bow with.
Freaking stupid.
It just looks really stupid. Did I buy it? Yes, I did. But it still looks really stupid.
Dude, that just goes to show how little Square Enix even tried. Because, this was one of my big complaints about the game. All of the costumes are the exact same, just different colors.
Oh, yeah. I'll give him this, though. Have you seen the Captain America one that they're coming out with from the MCU?
Yes, that one looks really good.
That one is worth the money, I feel.
Honestly, I would like it better if it had a normal looking shield.
I would like it better if it was if the colors were also darker. I think they're a little too light.
I'd have to look at it again, but I'm pretty sure you're right.
I mean, the Black Widow one for the MCU is good. It's just it doesn't work because she doesn't have the endgame hair like Scarlett Johansson. And then the Hulk one doesn't work because his shoulders are way too broad in Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah, well, Square Enix doesn't give a shit.
The Iron Man one doesn't look bad. But, it's kind of hard to mess up the Iron Man one.
Yeah, it's just the face. It's the helmet that ruins it.
Yeah.
It just looks odd. I don't know. Just go all out. Just give us the suit.
I feel for that Hawkeye one
or whatever.
Yeah, for that Hawkeye one, they could have at least given him I don't care. You don't have to give how Jeremy Renner's hair looks like in Endgame, but at least give him a full head of hair like he has in that his casual outfit from the comics, where it's just the bullseye shirt and jeans and Converse. At least give him a full head of hair. It would look so much better.
Dude, Square Enix doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't give a flying shit.
Did I give them money, though? Yes, I did. Do I regret it? A little bit, but do I still enjoy playing as that costume? Yes, I do.
Dude, when I heard that they were doing the MCU outfits for everyone, and I started like thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, they already have the color scheme for Hulk. What are they going to do? And then I had that realization of, oh no, they're doing the Endgame Hulk suit. The freaking onesie that looks like hot garbage.
Yeah.
So dumb. Dude, everything about this game is just so stupid. Like, I'm updating it just to, like, see if I can give it another shot, but I'm not looking forward to it.
I definitely want to hear how you feel about, at least how they play with Kate and Clint. Definitely want to hear how you feel they play.
Yeah, I want to go through their costumes, too.
They're not great.
Yeah, I figured.
Sorry, I'm just letting you know right now. Clint's, I hate, like, 70% of them.
Nice.
Yeah. It's the whole freaking buzz cut. The buzz cut room. Okay, the only outfit that the buzz cut works for is his the suit that they give him. That's the only one that the buzz cut works for. The rest, he looks freaking stupid.
That game, dude. Just when I think it can't get any worse. Like, I'm almost bummed out that they are even bothering with Black Panther.
Or Spider-Man.
Even
if they actually do get a Spider-Man.
Dude, and they had so many characters. How did they get this so wrong?
You got me.
I could think of like 5 other video game companies that could do a better job than the shit we got with this game.
I would have loved to see Insomniac take on this game. I think they would have killed it.
Gosh, are you kidding me? That would be so cool.
They would have killed an Avengers game.
Dude, okay. How, like, this is something that I've been, like, playing with, like, the idea of, like, an Avengers game. Give us a Spider-Man-esque free roam.
Okay.
Give us that. And then just do, like, the main game and you get to choose one hero. Like, you download the game, and the game is basically just the open world. And then when you download the game, you get like a pass to buy one character. And so, like, whoever you choose as your character, you download like a sizable DLC, quote unquote, and then you can play as that character, and they have all of their different features, all of their skill trees, basically just like putting a character in there. And then you can, and then for like, let's say an extra $20, you can go and buy a new character.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty dope, actually.
Yeah, and then like you get all their shit loaded in. They play differently, like the style, like everything about them is just like a little bit different. And then you have like all their costumes that you can unlock. And then you, like with that system, you can do a lot more than just color changing the damn costumes. Like, give us different options for Mjolnir. Like,
yeah.
you don't have to go just MCU. Give us like a mythological accurate Mjolnir.
Bitchin'.
Yeah, give us like the big thick ass Mjolnir. Give us Stormbreaker. Give us all these different options to choose from with Thor. And then Captain America, give him different styled shields. Give him his Secret Invasion style shield. Give him his
yes.
MCU shield. Give him his classic comic book where it just looks like freaking plastic. Give us those options. Like, let us customize our characters more than Square Enix, where it's just like, ooh, it's the same costume, just different colors. And not even, like, good colors.
No, it wasn't.
Like, freaking Captain America has his, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. outfit, or, like, his stealth outfit, which looks okay, but it looks like a freaking onesie because it has a zipper going up the middle.
Yeah.
And then not even that, like, on top of that, all, like, the other variations of that, he has, like, army camo, which looks so stupid. Because it's, like, full body camo. It doesn't even look like a military uniform. It seriously looks like army man onesies. And then they have, like, there's his snow outfit, and it's just a freaking white onesie with, like, a weird colored star and, like, the weird stripes that kind of go up. It's so dumb. Like, are you kidding me? Like, okay, would you pay for like the experience that I described with like that kind of mindset where it's like the Insomniac Spider-Man level free roam, but you have to down or pay for the characters that you can play as? Would you pay $80?
Honestly, if I got to what's the word? If I got to play as like every single outfit the Hawkeye has ever worn in comics, movies, MCU, you name it, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that seems like a small price to pay, because then you got to think it's like $60, or it'd be about $60, cost of a normal game, $60 for the free roam experience, and then an extra $20 tacked on for the character pass.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to, maybe just the $60 for the game plus one character pass. And then you get to choose which character you play as. And then from day one, you just release that character. Like, you release a good list of characters. Like, maybe all the Avengers, Hawkeye, maybe throw in Captain Marvel, She-Hulk. Like, just some different variations. And then, like, you would have, like, when you download that, it'd be a decent-sized download. And then you have, like, your missions, your skill trees, and each character has different missions. And then, like, different, that just kind of emphasize their play style. Like, with Captain America, it's more target based missions, where it's like, or objective based missions, where it's like, hey, we need to collect this item, or we need to protect this item, whatever the case may be, and like, let's make that happen. You go and do that. With Thor, it's like more battle oriented. Same with Hulk, battle oriented missions. Black Widow, stealth missions. Hawkeye, sharpshooter missions. Iron Man, flying around missions. Or just like tech-based missions.
See, that would be perfect. You just literally came up with the perfect Avengers game.
Yeah, and then Ant-Man, heist games.
Exactly.
And then, like, I'm trying to think of like another character. She-Hulk, you could do like battle, like basically just do the same thing. As Hulk. I'm missing an Avenger. Who am I missing? Oh, Captain Marvel. You could do like space missions or whatever.
Yeah.
Just anything to emphasize the character's playstyle and the character in general. And then with each download, maybe give us like 10 hours of story that's just focused around that character.
Yeah, so there we go.
But then you could also do something that's like a whole overarching story, where it's just like, oh, if you download multiple characters, it just gives you more to the main story.
Yeah.
Gives you incentive to go and buy the other characters.
Yeah, see, there we go.
But, I mean, it doesn't ruin the experience if you only have one or two. But, I mean, I could easily do that, where it's like, oh, that's $60 for a game. I play as Hulk for a little while, complete everything that needs to be completed, and then maybe like 4 months after I've done that, because like with me personally, just playing those games takes a lot longer.
I mean, same, but I don't have as good of an excuse as you do.
Yeah, I mean, just for the casual gamers, like that would last us like 4 months, and then once those 4 months are up and we've done everything that there is to do with those characters, we can go buy a new one, and we have a whole new story, and that gives us an extra couple months of games.
See, there we go.
And it keeps us invested.
Just keeps us coming back.
Square Enix doesn't have that. We are not invested. Or we got invested for 9 hours, and that was it.
Also, I would also like them to, or at least with this, the Avengers game that you would just pitch, I would like to be able to select the difficulty as well, because I think you and I can both agree. Sometimes Marvel's Avengers is a bitch and a half, and you get your ass kicked, and, like, honestly, it sometimes pisses you off, and you're ready to throw the controller through your damn TV.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Like, oh my god.
When I select...
Screw you.
Yeah, when I select easy, I shouldn't get my ass handed to me the first freaking level.
Wait, were we able to select the difficulty level with Marvel's Avengers?
In the beginning, yeah.
Oh, we worked? See, for how hard that game is, I don't
but you can change the difficulty.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, but it doesn't change the difficulty.
I was going to say, because I know I picked easy if that's the case. But yeah, this ain't easy.
So, I chose normal because I'm a casual gamer. I feel like I play more than some people. So I
definitely played more than me.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with Xbox controls and how the games work or whatever. I got my ass handed to me first level, and I'm like, okay, this is a little tough. Went to easy. I was still getting my ass handed to me. Like, what?
Yeah, it's some bullshit.
Yeah, it's just, you did everything wrong. It should be, like, I should just, when I choose easy, I should be able to go in, wreck everyone, and complete the mission however the hell I want. Not play the same mission 5 times to move on to the next story.
Yep.
We get into this like a lot in our breakdown of the Avengers, so go listen to that episode. That's episode 150.
Yeah, it's a good one. Trust us.
Anyway, I think we're done bitching about.
Yeah, I would say so. So moving on from, oh my gosh, Funko Focus into 4K Spotlight. So like I said, there's really nothing coming out this week except for, well, there is Super 8 coming to 4K, so if you guys want to check out Super 8, there you go. But last week, what was it? Raya and the Last Dragon came out on Blu-ray and 4K, and, movie that me and Caleb are breaking down this episode. But anyway, when I went to go out and buy that movie last week, I pre-ordered it at Best Buy for the Steelbook. Steelbook sold out within a day or so, which was insane. But Disney made a mistake with this Steelbook. And I feel it's because Disney mass produces their Steelbooks, because the way that they usually do it is that there's 3 compartments. And the reason why is because there's usually just a 4K disc, and then when it comes to the Blu-ray, they split it in 2. The actual movie just on one disc, and then the special features on the second disc. Well, I guess they decided not to do that with Raya and the Last Dragon, They decided to just put all the special features on one Blu-ray. So literally, there's 2 slots on the right, and so there's the 4K and Blu-ray, and then on the left, there's just an empty slot, and it comes with the digital copy. So I literally just have an empty slot in my Raya and the Last Dragon Steelbook.
Freaking hell, man.
So if it really does bug me eventually, it's not yet, but if it really does bug me, I'll just find the DVD for like dirt cheap and just put it there.
So stupid.
Yeah, I'm just like... I've never seen it because I went on because I hadn't opened it yet, and I was like seeing how many were left at Best Buy because I do that because I'm weird. But someone had posted a review. He's like, "Oh, it's a great steelbook," which it is. But he's like, "But I guess they missed a disc or something because there's 2 discs on the right side, but then there's just an empty compartment on the left. There's no disc, but there's actually a disc tray." I'm like, "Bullshit! That guy just must have gotten like a rare misprint of a steelbook." But nope. Yep, there is a empty slot for a disc on the left hand side of the steelbook.
Oh my god.
So
yeah. Dumb.
Oh, so yeah, that's my 4K steelbook story for the week.
Jeez.
I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was so freaking funny.
That is funny, but it's sad at the same time.
It is. Oh man. That just proves Disney, take care when it comes to steelbooks. Don't assume that all of them are going to have 3 discs.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, before I get even more mad, not really mad, more sad. There we go. Moving on to Through the Wall / this week's sneak peeks. Caleb, which one do you want to start with?
I'll start off with the one that I think we're not going to have as much to talk about.
Okay.
So the trailer for G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Origin. I think that's the full name of the movie, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah. So that trailer came out, and it's starring Henry Golding as Snake Eyes. So I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've seen him in an action role. And this looks pretty dope. I don't even know
who this guy is, so...
He was in Last Christmas. He was also one of the leads in Crazy Rich Asians.
I have not seen either of those.
Last Christmas is a good one. It's predictable as all hell. But Crazy Rich Asians is I would say that's a must watch. It's
okay.
It's a good one.
The funny thing is I own both of those movies. I just haven't watched them yet.
Yeah. I would save Last Christmas for the holidays when you want like a feel good, like, oh, happy movie.
Okay.
Crazy Rich Asians I would recommend.
Okay.
Anytime. But yeah, so it's starring him. He's going to be Snake Eyes, and it looks like an action-packed movie, and it looks freaking dope.
It does look pretty dope. Like, it was a very short trailer. I thought it was going to be longer. But the action scenes were pretty damn cool. I've never seen any of the G.I. Joe previous 2 movies. I hardly know I know jack shit about G.I. Joe. I never played with them as a kid. I never watched any of the shows. I literally know nothing about the franchise of G.I. Joe. So I doubt I'll be checking this movie out, but you never know.
Yeah, I grew up with G.I. Joes, like playing with them, but I never got into the show. Or it was just like a little bit past my time. Like I know of the show, like I know like the PSAs at the end, like the more you know.
Oh, that's where that comes from?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
But it was just like every episode ended with a PSA, they would be like, "Hey, bullying's bad," and then or something like that. Do like a little skit.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, but I never understood. Like, I never understood the show. I watched the first movie, but it is such a forgettable movie. Like, it is so freaking forgettable.
I still can't believe, was it Marlon Wayans is in that film?
Yep, and Channing Tatum.
Okay, Channing Tatum I can buy.
Yeah, and then they released a second one, which I don't think I've watched.
From what I've heard, The Rock kind of like takes that one over. Channing Tatum hardly has anything to do in that one.
Yeah, that's what I hear too. So I'll have to check
Which
that
sucks,
out.
'cause
I'll have
Channing
to check the
Tatum is
series
actually
out again.
A really good actor.
But yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited. I think Snake Eyes as a character is really cool. He was one of the more memorable characters, but that's not saying a whole hell of a lot.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's all I got to say about that. Cool trailer.
Like I said, I might check it out. I'm sorry, I doubt it. Just, I don't know, G.I. Joe was never my thing, and it never really will be. I'm more of a Power Rangers kind of guy.
That's absolutely fair. I would, between the two, I would rather go see a Power Rangers movie. But I want to go see it for the action, really. I like the style, or I like martial arts heavy movies. Like, that's why I really dug Mortal Kombat and just like old kung fu movies. I really love those. It's just, it seems like it's going to be action-packed, heavy in the martial arts, and that's kind of what's drawing me. That's, honestly, like, this could be called anything other than Snake Eyes, and I'd probably still go see it.
If you do go end up seeing it, and you, like, say, like, you enjoyed it, like, maybe, like, a little less than Mortal Kombat, or just as much, then I will definitely go see it, because, oh my gosh, I enjoyed the hell out of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was so much freaking fun. The episode 169, I believe.
Yeah.
You guys
special guest DJ from the
yeah.
Untrained Eye. So moving on from the trailer that we unfortunately didn't have a lot to talk about, to one that we probably have a lot to talk about. So on May 27th, I think that's when this is coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, May 27th. Kind of dropping the trailer a little late, but, you know, considering it's an HBO Max original, kind of understandable. But anyway, they released the official trailer for the Friends reunion. Freaking 20 years in the making. I mean, I don't know when the show ended. Wasn't it? I think it was like in 2000, wasn't it? I want to check this really quick.
It maybe.
I swear. 2004. Okay.
Ooh, that's close. I was just about to say 2003.
That was very close. Yeah, so it ran from September of 1994 to May of 2004. Damn, 10 years. Holy shit. But anyway, in the trailer, it showcases the whole gang coming back together. They, revisit the set. They kind of are like going over memories. You start to see a lot of them like tear up. Especially, I feel the one that hits the hardest is when I think Jennifer Aniston is going over like what she remembers from one season, and Matthew Perry actually starts crying. And I know, I don't know, for some reason I feel that one hits the hardest, especially because Matthew Perry came out and said he hardly remembers what happened between season 3 and 6 because of, unfortunately, the drug abuse that he was going through at the time. But honestly, and it looks like James Corden is going to be the one that's kind of like taking us through this whole thing. He's going to be talking to these 6 individuals.
Like
looks
hosting.
Like yeah, hosting. That is the word. Thank you.
You really overcomplicated that.
I know I did. Shut up. But yeah, so it looks like they're gonna have some guest stars as well. But yeah, no, it really looks like for me, I don't know, like we're gonna get into this, but like for me, I'm so freaking excited for this. Friends is arguably my favorite show of all time. There are some that like come very, very close, but honestly, I can't deny that it probably is my favorite show of all time. And I have Sammy to thank for that. So thank you, Sammy, for getting me hooked on this show. I've seen it all the way through 3 times. I'm working on my 4th right now. I'm on season 3.
Good Lord, man.
It's a great show. Okay, shut up. I will take Friends over Seinfeld any day. Anyone can fight me. Let's go.
Yeah. Real quick, congrats to Sammy. She just got engaged.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Congratulations, Sammy. Sorry, I got into a little bit of a too excited about Friends.
No, you're good. I saw that on Facebook earlier today, and it's just like, hey.
Hey, no. Congratulations to Sammy and her fiance, Robson. So, wish nothing but the best for you guys.
Hell yeah. Maybe we'll get you guys on to do another shitty movie.
That'd be pretty cool. Okay, so I think I've said all the. I think it's very clear you can see how I am stoked for this reunion. I can't wait to see this. This will be like day 1 for me. But Caleb, how do you feel about the Friends reunion special?
Honestly, I'm indifferent about it.
Okay.
When I was watching Friends, I was watching it as background noise.
That hurts.
Like I would turn it on if I just wanted something playing on my TV.
Damn.
I would usually end up falling asleep to it.
Sammy, are you hearing this? Like,
it just once you realize, like, there was a few episodes, and it was usually when I was really tired that I started finding it a lot more funny. but before then, like, if I was usually like awake or just like getting out of the shower or whatever, where I'm kind of a little bit more alert, the show was just not funny. I had such a hard time laughing at some of the stuff that was happening. It's just like, these people are awful. Like, they are just horrible human beings, and it's hard to like root for either of them, or not either, any of them.
Yeah, there you go. That's the word you're looking for.
Yeah, after a certain point, I'm just like, okay, like, you guys are the worst. Like, I'm trying to think of one that like stands out. Like,
oh
God. Oh, okay. The one where they're at like this beach. Or no, they're in like this beach house, and there's sand inside. And then Ross has a girl over, or they make like a whole trip out of it. He has this girl come over, and what's her name? Rachel convinces this girl that she should shave her head because that was something that she used to do, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, you should do it." And then she does, because Rachel's into Ross, but Ross isn't into her anymore, or whatever. And I'm just like, that's really shitty of you. Like, you know exactly what you're doing. Like, they played it off for laughs. I'm like, that's not funny.
The heart wants what the heart wants, man.
No, it's so dumb. It is so dumb. Like I said, it's only funny when I'm tired. But watching the trailer, I was telling Rose, I watched the end, and then they had like this special guest star, and Tom Selleck comes walking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, when did they film this? Because isn't he dead? And I realized I was thinking about Burt Reynolds. I have no idea how I got
wait,
them
isn't he
confused.
on a cop show right now?
He could be. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he might. No, it's not. Is it Blue Bloods? I think it's Blue Bloods. I think he's on that.
Yeah, he could be, for all I know.
I mean, I only know that just because that's something my mom really likes to watch, and I've just seen occasionally him in it. So, at least she's talked about him. But yeah, just that was really funny.
Yeah, so.
And I appreciate they brought back the actress who plays Janice. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, she was just such a huge part of the show. I would have been shocked if they didn't bring her back.
Fair enough. That's a good point.
But yeah, like I said, indifference. That's how I feel towards this.
So you got a guy that's super stoked for it. Friends is arguably his favorite show, and then you got Caleb, who is like, I mean, I might check it out. We'll see. Probably not. Right?
Honestly, it's just going to be dependent on what you think.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, before I get even more depressed that Caleb doesn't love Friends as much as I do. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm kidding. I'm sure there's a lot of shows that you love that I hate.
Yeah.
What is actually your favorite show? I want to know.
My favorite show?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Because there's like a decent amount of shows that I've watched and really liked. I don't know if I have like a favorite, because there isn't like, because what I usually consider my favorite is a show that I go back to a lot.
Okay.
But I don't have like one in particular show. Like, I'm trying to think. Like I just rewatched all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. recently.
Okay.
Because the series or the show ended, and I kind of lost track of how far I got into it, and I actually got pretty far in, like from what I remember.
Oh.
But yeah, so I rewatched that. I've rewatched How I Met Your Mother a couple times.
I don't know what it is. I can't make it through that show fully.
Honestly, like it gets harder to rewatch. Because it's like the same thing with Friends. It's just like they're shitty people. Trying to think. Really digging Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah.
Family Guy, I'll watch that.
The Simpsons?
I kind of stopped watching Simpsons, but not because I didn't like it or anything. It's just I think all my shows were coming back.
Oh, okay.
So I just kind of got sidetracked. So yeah, I still have The Simpsons to watch, which I still have 50 seasons.
Dude, for real though. For real.
Yeah, so I think I'll be busy with that for a while once my shows die down again, because I think they're about to go back on break, or at least the summer break. So I'll probably get back into watching Simpsons.
I like it,
but yeah, shows not so much. I don't think I have a favorite.
Okay.
wide variety, but it's easier for me to come up with a list of favorites when it comes to movies than it is shows, because with shows it's just like whatever mood I'm in. If I want like a good solid story, I'll do something a little bit more dramatic. If I was just want like to kill some time but want to watch something new, then it's whatever animated show, like the newest Bob's Burgers or the newest Family Guy or whatever. Want to get into a little bit of drama, there's like some medical shows that I'll watch, like The Resident or
Please don't say Grey's Anatomy.
No, I freaking hate Grey's Anatomy.
Okay, good. Phew.
Gosh, there's another one. Oh, 911, 911 Lone Star. Just those dramatic shows. I'm rewatching. Or not really rewatching. I'm making my way through The Flash, whatever's on Netflix right now.
Okay.
Just because I can download those and watch those during my lunch break, when I have absolutely no service. Yeah, so I'll watch a couple episodes of those, and that show's getting hard to watch.
Dude, speaking of what was it, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I finally I forget what I was looking up, but I finally saw the prelude into Age of Ultron.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, now it makes sense why the Avengers were called in.
Yeah. Freaking love that stuff. Anyway, like I said, don't really have a favorite show.
Alright. Well, what do you say, Caleb, we move on to our headliner of the evening?
Say let's do it.
Alright. Alright, so for this week's Allbros headliner, we'll be breaking down the 2021 Disney animated film, Walt Disney Animation Studios film, Raya and the Last Dragon, which, like I said, came out this year. It was kind of a test the waters with theaters as well as Disney Plus Premier Access, and box office, you know what? Not too shabby, considering that. Oh wait, no, never mind. So the budget was $100 million, but the box office was $110 million, not including Disney Plus Premier Access revenue. Okay, never mind. That's not so hot.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to gauge because Disney's being so freaking secretive. Everyone's being so secretive with the streaming revenue.
It's true.
It's like, let us know how these movies are doing.
No, I absolutely agree. But no, apparently that's too much to ask for.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's just the industry, like, if keeping your secrets, like, obviously, like, something worked out with Mulan for them to do it again with Raya.
It's Raya.
Raya, whatever. Like, something worked out with Mulan. But we have no idea what that is. None of the other streaming services know what the hell that is. So they're just kind of left to do whatever the hell they can, or whatever they can think of to try and compete or make up for the closed theaters.
I feel going off of that, I feel the studio that is actually not ashamed to release their numbers, including both in theaters and on demand, or on streaming is Warner Brothers / HBO Max, especially with Godzilla vs. Kong, because that movie did amazing in both theaters and on HBO Max. Like, there are many people that would argue that when it came to like this day and age of how things are right now, Godzilla vs. Kong kind of, in a way, saved movie theaters, because it was the movie that you honestly had to see in theaters. Like, yeah, you could watch it on HBO Max, but to see Godzilla roar, to see Kong roar, you kind of had to see that on the biggest screen possible.
I'll absolutely agree with that. I watched it at home, and I don't think it had the same impact that it would have had in theaters. But that's just because I was watching it on my TV at a really low volume.
That's fair. I mean, like,
Because
I honestly
had a
do
sleeping
wish.
baby.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly do wish you were able to experience it in XD, because it was an event. Because yeah, it grows. So I mean, I don't know if this is because this is just for theater. It's not including HBO Max subscriptions. Box office wise, it brought in $427 million.
Jeez,
That's really good for when it came out. What was it? The end of March, I think.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, the end of March. So yeah, theaters were still like kind of, I mean, they were starting to get back into the groove. I mean, they still are, but I feel they're definitely more in a groove than they were back in March. But yeah, it's honestly amazing, because I want to say they've said that Godzilla vs. Kong was more successful than what was it? Godzilla King of the Monsters, I think.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yes, it was. Yeah, by like $150 million.
Yeah, but just
that's
like,
saying something.
Why does everyone have to be so secretive? Like,
Yeah.
release your numbers so everyone else knows, hey, what's working, what's not working. And then, hey, we can all make the push for theaters, we can make the push to go back to theaters together.
Exactly.
Like, if you guys just work together, you could improve the industry like tenfold.
What's making me really happy, even though I haven't seen the first one still, is how much they're pushing how A Quiet Place Part 2 needs to be seen on the big screen, and that's why, John Krasinski has come out and said, I wanted to make sure that I waited as long as it needed to be so we could all experience this movie together where it deserved to be seen on the big screen.
And there's no shame with that. I don't know, being a newer parent, it's hard to go out to the movie theater or find a good reason to go out into the movie theaters, because either I have to go by myself, or like we have to like find a babysitter, and that's just a pain in the ass on its own.
Fair enough. No, I get that.
So with me, I feel like the theatrical experience, I want to set that up at home. That way I can still have, like, if like with A Quiet Place, I feel like I could still have that amazing like experience. It's just something that I could do at home.
Yeah. But me being single as fuck, I love the movie theater experience. Yeah.
But anyway, getting into the movie we came here to talk about. If you guys are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come to a final All Bros letter grade. So the 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the very end. So if you have not seen Raya, whatever, and The Last Dragon...
I think me and Vic were having the same struggle last week when we were talking about it coming to Blu-ray.
If you have not seen the movie, Rose is about to spoil the entire damn thing for you. So you have been properly warned. Spoiler alerts ahead. So now I think it's time for our favorite segment, Reading with Rose.
Is it though? Is it really your favorite segment?
Yes.
Bitch. Alright, the prosperous land of Kumandra is ravaged by the Droon, evil spirits that attack and petrify the land's people and dragons. Sisu, the last dragon, concentrates her magic into a gem and banishes the Droon, reviving Kumandra's people but not the dragons. A power struggle for the orb divides Kumandra's people into tribes based on their placement along a giant dragon-shaped river: fang, heart, spine, talon, and tail. 500 years later, Chief Benja of the Heart tribe trains his daughter Raya until she finally becomes a guardian of the gem. Firmly believing that the tribes can be united once again, Chief Benja decides to hold a feast for the leadership of all 5 tribes. During the feast, Raya befriends the daughter of Chief Varana of the Fang tribe, Namari, who gives Raya a dragon pendant as a gift. Trusting her, Raya shows Namari the location of the gem, but Namari, betraying Raya, reveals that she is trying to help Fang steal it. Alerted to the attack, Benja and the other tribes arrive at the scene and start fighting over the gem, which gets destroyed in the scuffle. As each tribe steals a piece of the orb, the reawakened Droon ravage Heart and its people. A wounded Chief Benja, discovering that the Droon are weak against water, throws Raya into a river before getting petrified himself. For the next 6 years, Raya treks across Kumandra to find Sisu in order to help her recover the missing orb pieces. After reaching a shipwreck in Tail, Raya finally manages to summon Sisu, who admits that she did not create the orb, but only used it on behalf of her siblings and can gain her siblings' powers when she touches its pieces. They recover the second piece from a booby-trapped Tail temple, granting Sisu shape-shifting powers, and encounter a hostile Namari and her tribesmen who are after Raya's stolen portrait of Sisu. Escaping the temple, they escape on the boat of young restaurateur Boone, who lost his family to the Droon. Hey, that rhymed. Sorry, I just had to point that out. Despite Boone's friendliness, Raya does not fully trust him and insists that Sisu stay in human form. The group arrives at Talon to claim the third gem piece, during which Raya encounters Con Baby, Noi, and her trio of monkey-like companions, the Unjis, who adopted her after the Droom petrified her mother. After a chase, Raya recruits Noi and the Unjis, while Sisu encounters Talon's chiefess, who offers her to the Droon for the other orb pieces. Raya rescues Sisu and reclaims the third piece, allowing Sisu to spew out fog, which they use to escape. The group then arrives at Spine, where they meet Tong, a fearsome warrior and the village's sole survivor. Namari arrives and Raya holds her off in a fight so the others can escape, but before Namari is able to defeat her, Sisu turns back into a dragon and saves Raya. Realizing that Sisu is a dragon, the companions agree to help Raya, and Tong hands over Spine's gem piece, allowing Sisu to control Rain. As the group get closer to Fang, Sisu suggests allying with Namari rather than stealing the final piece. When Raya refuses, Sisu takes her back to the remains of the heart and tells of how her siblings, Pangu, Jagan, Pranay, and Amba, Trust in her was what really empowered her to save Kumandra. Raya relents and decides to give Namari the dragon pendant as a peace offering. Raya and Sisu meet privately with Namari, but Namari, torn by her responsibility to save Fang's reputation and her wish to help defeat the Droon, threatens to shoot them with a crossbow upon seeing the orb pieces. Sisu tries to calm Namari down, but is fatally shot when Raya lashes her sword on Namari's crossbow. With the last dragon dead and the water subsequently gone, Fang is overrun by Droon. Raya enters to confront Namari, whom she finds to be mourning over the petrification of her mother. The two fight while Raya's companions rescue the people of Fang using the gem pieces. Raya, besting Namari, prepares to kill her, but stops upon realizing her fault in Sisu's death due to her inability to trust others, and heads off with Namari to aid the group instead. As the Druin gain on Raya's group, Raya, remembering how trust allowed Sisu to save the world beforehand, urges the others to unite and reassemble the gem, showing her faith towards Namari by handing her piece and allowing the Druin to take her. The rest follow suit, with Namari assembling the gem before the Druin petrify her as well. With the gem reassembled and everybody trusting each other, the Druin are vanquished, and everyone, including the dragons, are revived. The dragons revive Sisu while everyone reunites with their lost loved ones, including Raya and Chief Benja. The dragons and tribes gather at Heart to celebrate and finally reunite as Kumandra. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Alright, well. So our collective score, and we were only off from each other by a couple points for a majority of this. But our score for story came to an 86.
So the best way, I really want to pull up the Rotten Tomatoes what's the word? Audience consensus for this, because I feel it defines this so perfectly, at least to me. I don't know how Caleb's gonna feel, but let me find this, because like we said, what did we give it again?
An 86.
So it's a really good Disney movie. But I feel if my internet wants to work, here we go. I feel this is the best way to explain the story. It says, there are no surprises in the story, but if you're looking for beautiful animation and a positive message that's fun for the whole family, Raya and the Last Dragon delivers.
That is a pretty solid explanation. The story, it is above average, I feel. I think it shines in other aspects a little bit more than the story. Because the story, I feel, like it said, very predictable. You know what's going to happen. There isn't some crazy plot twist or anything. So there are no surprises, but the message still gets across, which works out amazingly well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I found myself very engaged in this movie.
No, I honestly did too. I especially feel the relationships that Raya builds throughout the whole movie are very, very good. Even though it starts off as like a hateful relationship, but blossoms into one of understanding. Her and what's her name?
Namari.
I loved watching their relationship throughout it. Going off of that, and Caleb agrees. The part where it is mentioned, what is it? That Raya gives Namari that dragon pendant not as a peace offering, but just as a present. When they were kids, and Raya's just like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I could trust you. I could totally show you the where we keep the dragon heart remnants, or whatever. What is that? What it's called?
The gem.
I forget what it's. The gem. That's what it's called. I could totally show you where we keep the dragon gem. I could totally trust you. But then, right when she's starting to walk up to it, Namari's just like, oh, you've done such a great thing, Raya. Thank you for showing me. But now, whatever faction she was part of, was it Fang? Wasn't she part of Fang?
Fang, yeah.
Yeah. Fang will now be taking it. And me and Caleb agree, yeah, we saw that coming from miles away. We knew that she was just going to turn on her.
Like, ooh.
Like, Disney, usually you're decent about, hiding that kind of stuff. To where you're just like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that coming. When she said, I trust you. Let me show you where we keep the dragon heart. I'm like, yep, she's betraying you.
I know, I was just like, okay, you just became the guardian. I don't think you fully understand what your job is.
Don't stretch your luck, sweetheart.
But, I mean, overall, the story is very fun. And, like I said, this shines elsewhere. I think this shines more in character development.
Yes.
When it comes to story based, I think where like the absolute, we'll get into it, but it shines in another aspect more. But it is a very character driven story, and we have to treat it that as such. And so that is very much reflected in the character development score that we'll get to here in a second. But the story itself is really good. It's just like a story. It's just an adventure. And I feel like for a Disney film, they're like Brielle was asking me how this compares to Moana or Frozen in ways of Disney films, and I feel like it's really hard to compare the two because they're just very different.
They're absolutely are. Like, I mean, if I had to rank them, like, off the top of my head, Raya, I'm sorry, is unfortunately going to be in third place here.
Honestly, I'd put it above Moana.
Really?
Yeah, but it's just because. And I think the thing that might ruin it for some people, this isn't a movie for young children like Frozen and Moana. I think that this is a movie for 8+.
Yeah, because there is some dark themes in this. Especially
I wouldn't even say it's necessarily because of the dark themes. I know that Sisu gets shot, which, I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, like, damn.
I was not expecting that. I mean, I was like, okay, someone's getting shot. Didn't think it was going to be the dragon for one, and didn't think we were going to see her die either. So I was like, ooh, okay.
Props to you, Disney.
Ballsy, but I appreciate it. But yeah, it's that and the ideas of trust, because I feel like trust is a very difficult issue to touch upon.
Oh yeah.
Without it being like too preachy, and I feel like this movie does it really well. It relays that message, but I feel like that's a message only older kids are going to be able to grasp.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so like I said, I think this is more for like the ideal range is 8 years old plus.
I'll fully admit I didn't expect them to go all Thanos and have it to where if the what are they called? The Droon, if they take you over, you are literally just turned into stone. I was like, shit.
Yeah. That was pretty wild.
Hot damn.
Honestly, this gave me some Onward vibes a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit, like not too much,
fair.
but just enough to like little like hints of it, but there was just so much. I don't know. Like it felt similar to that story.
That's fair. Like, honestly, I kind of would put this as. Well, wait, no, never mind. Don't listen to what I was gonna say. Because I'm thinking about like the Rotten Tomato scores between Onward and Raya and the Last Dragon, and they're not really that close. So
yeah,
Raya is definitely
we don't
higher.
give a shit about Rotten Tomatoes. Our system's infinitely better.
True. Honestly, I don't know if I would put these on like the same level of like my likeness of them. I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna stop talking now. Caleb, take it away.
You're absolutely killing it.
I know, right?
I will say at the very end when Raya, whatever, when Raya reunites with her dad, dude, I'm such a sucker now for like dad or like dad-daughter scenes.
Dude, I get you. I mean, I don't get you because I don't have a kid, but yeah, Raya and the Last Dragon got me tearing up at that part. I didn't expect this movie to make me cry, but it did. God damn it, Disney.
I know. I like I'm such a bitch now when it comes to like scenes like that, because I'll be watching it and I'm like, okay, they're just gonna reunite, it's gonna be fine. Like I know it's coming, and then it happened, and I'm just like,
You're just like, Iris, you're never leaving me. Just heads up.
Exactly, dude. And then she like, so after that scene, she comes like running in from just having had her bath, and I'm like, come here, I need to hug you.
Aww. Bro, you're gonna get me tearing up here, you bastard.
Yeah, but I'm such a sucker now. Anytime it's just like daddy-daughter, I'm like, oh no. Just, but yeah, 86, like I said, it's not like blow your mind, but it's really good. I mean, it's a Disney film, like you expect this level of quality.
Yes. I absolutely agree with that.
Moving on over to writing, this ended up getting an 82.5, which I believe is its lowest grade.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so there was some, not very many, but I feel like there was maybe some writing issues. I think the biggest one was probably the baby.
See, I loved the baby.
I loved the baby too. I loved her too. It's just she was written weird.
I'll give you that. Like the whole like how they her and the monkeys steal all of the parts of the dragon gem, and then all of a sudden they just agree to go with Raya because she'll actually get them real money and like food. And I'm like, okay, that was interesting.
Yeah, that's one of those things I'm just like, okay, that was just like a really lazily written scene.
I mean, okay, the animation in the scene is very cool when they're on a chase, but
yeah, but
the scene alone is just weird.
Like just the way, if you say it on paper, like, oh yeah, she chases them for a little while, they get caught, and then they join her crew. What?
My first question would be, okay, are you high there, buddy?
Yeah. So it was just like little things like that, and like I think I docked too because of how, and maybe I should have docked this in writing or in story, But I docked it in writing just because someone had to write out how this happened. And it was just going to each of these different lands and finding someone to team up with in each of them.
Yeah, for real though.
Like, come on.
I feel if we're talking like character writing that I had the biggest problem with, and this is nothing against Awkwafina because we'll talk about her with acting, but Sisu's writing for some parts like was a little too cartoony for me.
Yeah.
Especially the part when she's just like, "Oh yeah, this is my girl Raya, and we're gonna save the world." I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. I get you're a Disney movie, but oh lord.
Yeah, I that was tough for me to swallow too. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Like the way that she was explaining how the gem was created, and she's saying like, "Oh, I didn't really help create it. I just kind of like I was the one that turned in the project," and explaining like, "Have you ever been part of a group project where one person does like all the work and then everyone gets the same?" Like that went on a little too long, and I'm like, you could have come up with a better analogy.
Yeah, for real though.
So yeah, I mean it was decent, not the best though. I think you could have done a little bit better with that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
But yeah, like we said, writing is sitting at a 82.5. Moving on over to writing, which is going to be our highest score so far.
Wait, that was acting.
Acting. I'm so stupid.
I was like, what?
I'm stupid.
You're good, man.
Acting is sitting at a 90.5.
Rightfully so.
The cast of this film was just incredible.
I just want to name off a couple of these amazing people in this film. We got Awkwafina, who played Sisu. Got Kelly Marie Tran playing Raya herself. We got Gemma Chan playing Namari. Sandra Oh was Varana. Alan Tudyk was Tuk Tuk. Why does that not surprise me that Alan Tudyk was in this movie?
Dude, Alan Tudyk's in everything.
And then I feel we definitely gotta. Okay, I gotta point out two more. Benedict Wong played Tong. That's just awesome.
Dude, it took me so long to like figure out like, because whenever I like have there's a voice that is familiar that I can't quite place, I don't look it up until like the very end, like with the credits. If I can't figure it out, I figured it out really late. And like it was just like right before the credits too. I was just like,
because I didn't really. I looked up the Wikipedia like right after the credits started rolling, so I didn't even know until I looked. Well, actually, no. When I looked on the IMDb, I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me? That was Benedict Wong." I was bitching.
Dude, you want to know what my dumbass thought?
What?
I started thinking, I'm like, gosh, he sounds a lot like Wong from Doctor Strange. I'm like, he has that voice, but like, who's voicing him? And and then I was just like I thought that, and then like at the very end, like right before the credits, I'm like, it's probably him. It's probably Benedict Wong. And then I saw the credits, and I'm like, yep. I'm so stupid.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my gosh. But everyone did so freaking good.
They really did. Incredible cast.
Yeah. Honestly, the only person that brought down the score for me, unfortunately, was Awkwafina. Her delivery was just a little too much.
I would absolutely agree with you on that one. Like, I love Awkwafina. I think she's a great actress, but Yeah, this for the direction that they were going with for this movie, and based off like how dramatic of a performance I feel Kelly Marie Tran gave as Raya. Um, yeah, the kind of like comedic, very silly kind of dragon that they try to work into with Aquafina Sisu just did not work a lot for me. Like there were parts that it really did work, but then there were a lot of parts that it just did not.
Yeah, and I think once she got the shape-shifting powers and could become a human, those scenes felt very off. And not necessarily
Yeah.
like because of the vibe of the movie, it was just her performance. It was just like over the top. And
Yeah,
like,
no,
okay,
absolutely.
chill.
there's
Wait, eh.
there's a reason why your brothers and sisters left you as the last dragon alive. Just saying.
They wanted an effing break. But yeah, like I said, it doesn't drop it too much. Like Aquafina still does an amazing job. It's just though it's the not even overacting. It's just over cartoonization was a bit much at times.
No, I absolutely agree.
Yeah, so that brings us to a 90.5 for acting. Moving on over to character development. Another shining moment of this movie. So we ended up giving this a 90.
It's honestly amazing watching because I feel I forget where I saw it, but like this is one of the this is a rare occasion to where a Disney princess does not sing a song or any songs throughout the movie, and I feel that just really builds off Raya's character development because it's kind of nice watching her progress from a little kid that has to go through this dramatic experience to being a how old did she look like? Late teens, early 20s?
That's about what I would say. Like, before, I'd say 12, 13, plus 6 years, put her at 18, 19.
Okay. So yeah, so like watching her, go from a little kid, dramatic experience, to being 18, 19 years old, and having to try to figure out if she can be the one to bring everybody back and actually bring balance to what used to be a great society and not having to incorporate music into it, which nothing against incorporating Disney music into a Disney movie. In many instances, it works in spades, but I feel with this movie it wouldn't have worked as well. If anything, it would have taken away from not only the story but her character development. And I think I read that Brave was actually the last Disney princess. Even though it's a Pixar movie, it still counts as a Disney princess to not actually sing a song. So I'm honestly really grateful that that Raya did not sing one tune, and it definitely did help her throughout the movie.
I absolutely agree. Raya's character was just fantastic. Seeing, like, you understand where she's coming from most of the movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, she's not a very trusting person. She has these preconceived notions about who these different people or who these people from different lands are, who, like, what they are, what they do. She has something set in her mind, and her father is the one that tells her, like, listen, they like, yes, that may be how some of them are, but there's potential for more than that in them, and we just need to more or less unlock that in them.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to be trusting, be the first ones to kind of extend that helping hand, or extend that leaf or whatever. And I feel like she does absorb that message a little bit when it came down to it. She was the first to connect with the other tribes or villages, not tribes. She was the first one to, like, she invited everyone in. She was the first. She connected with Namari, and she began to trust, like her father told her that she should. And then you see her get stabbed in the back almost immediately.
Yeah, hell, we weren't even 5 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, and yeah, so you can understand why. And then, like, all this bad shit started happening. So you could start to understand, like, oh, I trusted this person. They broke that trust. On top of that, bad stuff happened. And so it's like, I trusted. So you kind of associate that. Like, I trusted someone, something bad happened. So if I don't trust anyone, nothing bad can happen. But yeah, it's just, so seeing that and then seeing her get to a point of just absolute trust at the end when they're getting attacked by the drone, realizing that they need to trust each other, or she needs to be trusting. I thought that she was going to be the one to collect all of the gem shards.
I did too. So
And then,
the fact that they pulled it,
yeah.
Namari
So when
was
she
actually
handed
really
her
cool.
shard over to Namari, I was just like, "Ooh, shit!" Like, that is growth.
That is very much growth.
Because it wasn't oh, gosh, it was so good. Because they kind of hammered it a little bit too hard with Sisu. Yeah. They kind of hit it a little too hard. Oh, gift, bring a gift, bring a gift. And then that came in, like, later. And it's just like, oh, to give, like, and I think they worked off of this, like, line that was almost a throwaway when they were at the, no, shit. I think it was Spine. But they had the gift, and Sisu was saying, like, oh, to get trust, you need to give trust. And that, I felt like that was just like a very throwaway line.
Yeah,
but
fair.
like a common theme that was going throughout. And so when it came to tie in the end, and I thought, like, oh, Raya is just going to collect all the shards and everyone's going to have to trust her. But no, she trusted Namari. And I'm just like, gosh, that was just so good. And it's been a long time before, like, since we've seen character growth that good.
That's very true.
The last movie to score that high on character development was Soul.
Damn.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And this they just did so good with this, with Raya. And I loved her. I loved her character. Like, she's just so relatable. Like, you get where she's coming from. You get why she is the way she is. It's just perfection, and I love it.
It really is.
Anyway, you got anything else to add?
No, I think you really killed it with what you said. I really don't have anything else to say. That was perfect.
Alright, so like I said, character development is sitting at a 90. Moving on over to effects. Big shocker here. Animation is amazing.
yeah, it's Disney. What were you guys expecting? Or you guys shouldn't be expecting anything less than incredible.
Yeah, it is an amazing animated movie. Everything looks so nice.
It really does. And the way that the sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Oh no, I can't. Okay, is it tribes or because
Villages.
Villages. The way that they are designed, each one of them is amazing, and the way that they are animated, incredible. Like the one where it was just a Tong. What was that one?
I think that was Spine.
I think you're right. That one was so eerie and just like depressing, considering he was the only one left. Everyone else had been turned to stone. So the way that it looked, the way that it was animated was just so eerie, depressing. Just so good.
I absolutely agree. Each village felt different in their own way. Like Fang was beautiful. It was like Fang looked amazing. Heart looked amazing. And each of the villages are named after a different part of the dragon. So yeah, we had Heart, Spine, Tail, Fang, and Claw? Yeah, but everything was just so... You could tell that they put a lot of thought and effort into how everything looked. One thing that stood out to me for absolutely no reason was when Raya was putting her hands up and you could see her bracers and the intricate designs on those bracers. Like, it looked so crisp.
Oh.
And, like, I feel like you could pause the movie and see all those little designs, and they just stood out so well. Like, everything stood out. It was incredible what they were able to do with this.
It really was.
Like, I'll give them this. It was no Coco.
Well, no, but that's also Pixar. So
yeah. And with that, you were doing like a fantastical Land of the Dead, so you could get as creative as you wanted with this. This was set in some sort of reality. There's still a bit fantasy land because there are some mythological creatures that are there.
Yeah, that's very true.
But for the most part, it was set in reality on like architecture and everything.
Yeah.
But everything looked so freaking good.
It really did.
Sisu looked really good, like with the crazy mane.
Like honest, that scene towards the end when all the dragons come back and they're doing that whole light show in the sky.
Oh,
holy shit! That looks incredible,
right?
Like,
looks so good.
Damn.
And then, when they were in Spine too, and just like the overcast fog.
Yes.
Oh, such a good job. Like I cannot talk about it more. It is so freaking good. Anyway, like we're freaking animation. At least Rose is. We're freaking animation whores. Because when it's good, it's freaking damn good.
I feel I'm starting to rub off on you a little too much.
Yeah.
With that.
But effects ended up scoring a 96.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. Moving on over to music, we were unanimous and gave it an 8.
There's some strong hitters in the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I feel one that really struck me out stuck out to me is at the beginning when the whole chaos thing happens with the dragon heart, them all trying to take a piece for each section of their gosh, I keep
For
wanting
their
to say
village.
Village. Sorry, I keep wanting to say tribe.
No,
For
you're
their
good.
village. And the music that's playing as the Droon is attacking, as everyone's trying to flee, but some are getting turned into stone. Just it's so freaking intense, and it just like continues to build up even when Raya is pushed off of the bridge by her father, and he gets turned to stone. Just music in that whole scene is incredible.
So good. And yeah, when they get attacked by the Droon, kind of going back to effects for a quick second, when they get turned into stone, the Droon kind of pass through them. The way that it looks like their soul is like leaving their body.
It does.
And the sounds that they would play with that, just chilling.
It puts like a pit in your stomach.
It does.
Oh, it's so sad.
They did so good with like so this was based off of like Southern Asian heritage, or the Southern Asian culture.
No, I don't know that.
So yeah, they focused a lot on that kind of stuff and different things from different cultures or different heritages, Asian heritages. And
you good?
the music, the music was just killer. Like you could hear those subtle. I said that really weird.
You did. That was a very
subtle.
That was not a subtle way to say subtle.
Yeah. You could hear those Asian roots in the music, and it just worked so well with this movie. I think honestly the only thing that kept it from getting higher was that there wasn't anything that was like too memorable, but all the music worked.
Yes, yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, so like we said, music ended up getting an 8. Moving on over to costumes. Costumes ended up scoring an 8 as well.
I've based this, I mean, all of them are great, but I honestly based this off Raya's alone. I freaking loved her costume when she was older. I mean, her costume as a kid was fine, but what she wore when she was she was kind of like a teenager, pre-adult, freaking loved it. I loved her hat. I loved her cape. I loved everything about it.
Yeah. She had like a really cool, like badass vibe to her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like the way that she moved was freaking awesome. Can we like stop for a second and just talk about the fighting in this?
Oh, so good.
So freaking fluid. It was just so freaking good. But yeah, her costume, it was on the more basic side, but I think that worked for her.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like it worked amazingly well. And it still felt like it had those like Southern Asian roots. Like that kind of style. Obviously it had the big like straw hat and whatnot, but the cape was awesome. I loved her sword too. Like I count that as part of the costume.
Bitchin'. Absolutely. So bitchin'.
Yeah, I mean technically it was her father's sword, but I love curved blades like that. Or like the wavy blades. I don't know exactly what the name of that style blade would be. Obviously, it's a fictional blade, but I think the shape of that blade is gosh, it is a blade style. I should know this. I freaking watch a shit ton of Forged in Fire.
Yeah, come on, man.
Gosh, like I can see the blade in the show. I forget what it's called though. It's gonna piss me off.
Just say it's from Minecraft and we'll call it a day.
Dude, no. But I really liked how everyone else's costumes, and this is what honestly brought it up for me as well. I really liked how every character's costume, talking about each of the crew members that they picked up, fit the role and not the role, fit the environment that they were in. Like the baby's outfit was more sleek. It felt like a little bit more tight because she's a con baby.
Yeah,
and needs to be a bit stealthy to run away and everything. So it's like a little bit more tight, flexible, easier movement, and just that kind of vibes versus oh shit, what was the big dude's name?
Tong.
Yeah, so versus Tong, who lives in a more wintry area, like a colder area, and just kind of like built like a big warrior. And so he was wearing a little bit more like heavier armor.
Yeah.
Or not armor. Yeah, I'd say it's armor.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree. I'd say it's armor as well.
Yeah, but stuff that would protect him from the cold environment. And then, then Amari was wearing things that are a little bit more like for warmer weather. She was wearing like a sleeveless, like kind of a tank top.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna say it right now. I did not love Namari's haircut. I don't know why. It just did not work.
Yeah, that. I'll say that too. It was a bit too modern for me.
And like nothing against that hairstyle, but just for what they were going for, the day and age that they were going for in this movie, it did not work for it.
Yeah. I think it would have worked better had the Queen not done or had the same haircut.
Yeah, I feel if she would have had just like a regular haircut, it kind of been like, oh hey, like rebellious teen over here, rebellious kid. But no, the Queen also had it, so that was something. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, and their that style didn't evolve at all. So
No,
it's
it
kind of
did
like
not.
they wanted you to be able to tell, oh, who is it? It's like, okay, we know.
Yeah.
But I don't think that brought the score down too much. It honestly just like minor gripe.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Anyway, like I said, costumes ended up getting an 8. And then last up we got our own personal score. So, you want me to go? What do you want to do?
Either or.
Yeah, I'll go first.
I'm actually very shocked that you're just like, Rose, you're up. That's usually how it always goes.
Yeah, well, mixing things up. So
sweet.
I am going to give this movie an 88. I had a blast watching this. I think it is a super good film. One of Pixar's better, or not Pixar. It's not Pixar. I know. I hated myself as soon as I said it. One of Disney's better films, and I hope that if they do want to continue the story of Raya. What?
It's Raya.
Whatever.
Sorry. I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
If they want to continue the story of Raya and the dragons, I hope they have a good reason to. Because I think this is perfect as is, and they left it pretty closed.
They did. Oh, definitely.
So, like, if they wanted to just leave this alone, I think they could with no issues. But knowing Disney, if this gets any traction whatsoever, they're going to just go hog wild with it.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw another Raya movie sometime in the future. But I just, like I said, I just want a good reason for it.
Yeah, same here. That's honestly going off that. That's how I feel if they were ever to do a sequel to Moana. I feel that movie is tied up so well that there has to be a really good reason to make a sequel.
Yeah, even though the only real reason Disney needs is money.
True. It's very true. The mouse is never happy. He's never pleased.
Nope. But yeah, like I said, I'm giving this movie an 88.
I like it. So for me, I'm gonna go a point lower. I'm gonna go an 87. I was actually very surprised at how much I liked this movie. I mean, I kind of figured out I was going to like it. It's a Disney animated film. I knew I was going to at least like the animation, which I did. Loved it. But the adventure that Raya has to go on, the character development that she gets, just everything that they put this character through is very well thought out, and it's very enjoyable to watch. And just, yeah, I really dug the hell out of this movie, and definitely can't wait to give it another watch. So,
absolutely. So that brings our personal grade to an 87.5.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. All right, and then that concludes this breakdown. So the final All Bros score for Raya and the Last Dragon is a B+.
Oh, not bad.
Not bad at all. So it is sitting at an 87.8%.
All right. So is that borderline B+, or is that a strong B+?
It's a pretty sturdy B+. The cutoff is 86.
Okay.
So it's 3 points away from an A-, and then only 2 point, or technically 1 point away from a B.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah. So comparing this to some other B+ movies that we've graded, this puts it 0.5% higher than Freaky.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
1% lower than The Prom.
Wait, it's lower than The Prom?
Yep.
Holy shit. Wow. I was not expecting
Which
that.
I enjoyed The Prom, so I'm not too bummed out about that.
I mean, everyone knows I hated that movie.
Let's see. 2 points lower than Elf. 2 points lower than Better Watch Out.
Okay.
2 points lower than Marriage Story.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that movie's so.
0.8% higher.
Incredible.
Yeah, 0.8% higher than Halloween, the original.
I was gonna say we haven't reviewed 2018's, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's see. 1% higher than Nightmare on Elm. 0.7% higher than Psycho.
All right.
2% lower than Da 5 Bloods. 2% lower than Ready or Not. And then 2% lower than both The Avengers and Black Panther.
Okay.
Then there are other B+ movies, but we'd be here all frickin' day.
Yeah, we do a lot of B movies, as you can see.
Yep. Apparently, we don't have a lot of just like solid B movies. Like it always seems to be a B+ or a B-.
Interesting. We're gonna have to change that.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
But yeah. So I think it has a decent home.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, wow. Already screwing this up. Wow. So, if you guys enjoyed this episode of the All Bros podcast, be sure to check us out literally everywhere that you can find podcasts. Like, dead serious, we are on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Apple Podcast. Did I say Google Play? I don't think I did yet, but we're on there. We are everywhere. And if you can't find us, then you're searching in the wrong areas, guys. We're so hard to find, right? We're really easy to find.
That's a completely different issue, Rose. If we were difficult to find.
Oh shit. Wow. If you want to follow us on social media, you can check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Our Facebook.com is facebook.com/The Allbros. Twitter and Instagram is @The_Allbros. And if you want to email us, if you have a question of the week that you want us to post, if you want to be on the show, you got a movie that you want us to review, reach out. We would love to hear from you guys. That is the Allbros channel @gmail.com. You can check out our website, tinyurl.com/The Allbros, where you can check out all of our grades that we have for our films. You can also find a link to our store on TeePublic. It's TeePublic, right, Caleb? It's not Teespring?
Yeah, TeePublic.
Yeah, so TeePublic. Hopefully, now that Caleb has actual internet, we can be getting some more shirt designs.
Hell yeah. That is definitely going to be happening soon.
Hell yeah. When? We don't know. But,
no, I'm thinking, just because we're still moving, getting things put together, I'm shooting for next weekend.
All right.
Getting all of the designs out there.
All right. Hell yeah. I like it. Also, you can check out our YouTube channel, The Allbros. Is it just The Allbros or The Allbros channel? I can never remember.
For social media?
For YouTube.
Oh, for YouTube? It's... Oh, that's a good question. I think you can just search The Allbros.
Okay. So if you want to search The Allbros on YouTube, you can find us that way. We post all of our episodes there, and also some bonus episodes that will eventually come, even though we say that every single damn week. But we promise they will be coming in the near future. Or the future in general. I don't know why I'm saying near. But next week on the All Bros podcast, Caleb, what will we be doing?
That's a good question. Either we will be talking about Promising Young Woman or the HBO Max movie Lockdown.
Yes, so one of those. You know what? You guys can take bets in the comments of this episode and see which one wins. You know, make it a fun game.
Yeah.
So yeah. So be sure to, like I said, check out our social media, find us anywhere you listen to podcasts, and be sure to tune into next week's episode. But until then, this has been the All Bros podcast. I'm Jonathan.
Nah, I'm Caleb.
And we will catch you guys next week. Deuces!
Well, you asshole.
Stole your line, bitch. What?
So long.
That was god awful.
Man, forget you.